The 482 visa is the main Australian temporary work visa for employers to sponsor workers from overseas. Hello, I'm Chris Johnston from Work Visa Lawyers. The new subclass 482 TSS visa has replaced the subclass 457 visa. Much more information on the 482 visa can be found at our website on workvisalawyers.com.au/news. If you find this video useful, please hit the subscribe button. The 10 things I'll be mentioning today are the stages and the streams of the TSS visa, labour market testing, training requirements and sponsor obligations, genuine need for the position, the annual market salary rate or AMSR, visa applicant requirements including skills assessment and work experience requirements, the need to provide complete documentation, TSS visa holders and the implications of school fees and giving birth in Australia, the alternatives to the 482 visa, pathway to Australian PR. 1. The stages in the TSS visa program are the same as for the previous 457 visa. The 3 stages are sponsorship, nomination and visa application. Employers will have to be an approved business sponsor by submitting a sponsorship application. Then the business nominates a position in the business that needs to be filled by a nominee or visa applicant. The visa applicant then submits the subclass 482 visa application. You can still submit all 3 stages of the application at the same time. However, you will need to complete the labour market testing and skills assessments before submitting your applications. Next, we talk about the different streams available for the TSS visa. The streams available are the short-term, long-term and labour agreement streams. I will be providing details about the short-term and long-term streams. If you are applying in the short-term stream, your 482 visa will be valid for 2 years, unless international trade obligations apply. If you're applying through the long-term stream, your 482 visa will be valid for 4 years. You will then be able to meet permanent resident employer-sponsored visa requirements, which are not available to 2-year visa holders. The stream you are applying for depends on the nominated occupation. If the nominated occupation is on the short-term list, you will be applying under the short-term stream. If your nominated occupation is on the medium-term list, you will be applying under the long-term stream. You should note that if you're applying under the short-term stream, you will need to meet Genuine Temporary Entrant or GTE requirements. 2. The labour market testing requirements. While there are many requirements for labour market testing, the most important features include advertising in at least 2 instances or mediums, running the job ad for at least 21 days, and mentioning the salary of the position in the advert. You may be exempted from labour market testing if international trade obligations apply. Item number 3, the training requirements and sponsorship obligations. The TSS visa program will no longer utilise training benchmarks A or B, which were used under the 457 visa. Instead, employers will have to contribute to the Skilling Australia Fund by paying the nominated training contribution charge. The levy differs according to the length of the visa and the size of the business. There are employer obligations that must be met in an ongoing way after the visa is granted. There are a large number of requirements for approved 482 business sponsors and 482 visa holders to comply with. Conditions applicable to the business. The applicant to work in the nominated occupation. The business should retain all the records. Conditions applicable for the applicant. Primary applicant can only work for the approved business sponsor. There are a limited number of occupations with exemptions to work rights. They must inform the department if the applicant stops working. The department undertakes monitoring on approved business sponsors. We have experience in helping businesses to respond to monitoring requirements. Check out the blog on our website to find out more. Number 4, there must be a genuine need for the nominated position. The occupation must be on the relevant list. The list is regularly revised by the department. You will need to check the list to see if your occupation is there. In recent times, we've seen increasing numbers of temporary work visa applicants coming to us with refusals at the nomination stage. The main reason for the refusal is failing to demonstrate that the position is genuine and required for the business. I would advise all applicants to submit strong and well-supported nomination applications for the 482 visa. Number 5 on the list is the annual market salary rate requirement, which replaces the market salary rate previously required for the 457 visa application. The salary must be at or above the TSMIT, the Temporary Skilled Migration Income Threshold. This is the income threshold that is set by the department. Currently, the TSMIT is set at $53,900 a year. The annual market salary rate, or AMSR, is now more defined with strict differentiation between monetary and non-monetary remuneration. My advice is that employers check with their respective migration agents before structuring an eligible remuneration package. Having too much of a non-monetary component as remuneration may result in the AMSR not being met. Number 6, visa applicant requirements including skills assessment and work experience. Currently, a specified list of occupations are required to provide skills assessments for the TSS visa. The list required to do skills assessments is mainly for trade-related occupations, plus for the occupation of program and project coordinator. There have been ongoing discussions that the department will extend the compulsory skills assessment to more occupations. There is a new work experience requirement for the TSS 482 visa. TSS visa applicants will now need to demonstrate 2 years of relevant work experience before they can apply. This is a major change from the previous 457 visa requirements. Many international graduates may not have the 2 years of full-time and relevant work experience to be able to apply for the TSS visa. I believe this will be a major factor in reducing the number of temporary work visa applications in the near future. Number 7. The next important thing to note is to attach all necessary documents to your application. The employer-sponsored visa section are refusing visas at an increasing rate. Besides the genuine need for the position, there have been cases where the application has been refused where there was 1 or 2 documents missing from the employer or applicant. Applicants may not be requested to provide further documents, so it's advisable that all documents are attached to the online application at the time of submission. Number 8. I'd like to talk about the implications of cost of living in Australia as a TSS visa holder. TSS visa holders need to be aware that if they have school-aged children in public schools, additional school fees may apply. For example, in South Australia, TSS 482 visa holders should be expected to pay a levy for each child, which will be several $1,000s per child per year. Also, many temporary work visa holders are not aware that your health insurance coverage generally does not cover delivery or birth of a newborn child in Australia. If you give birth to a baby in Australia while holding a 482 visa, you will have to pay medical fees applicable to a foreign visitor, which will be a high amount. Number 9. Alternatives to the 482 visa. If your occupation is not on the list, or you do not have the experience, these are some of the alternatives. Number 1. An RSMS visa has a more generous list that may offer you a way forward. Number 2. A labour agreement. The labour agreement process is usually extended and would require professional assistance. Number 3. Other temporary work visas such as the 407 training visa or the 400 specialist temporary activity visa might be considered. Number 4. A partner visa. This might be an option if you have an Australian partner. Number 5. Student visa. You may want to increase your skills, and Australia has world-class education providers. This is not the full range of options, but just some of the most common visas you might consider if you can't qualify for a 482. Number 10. Pathway to Australian permanent residency. The 482 offers a pathway to Australian PR for those who hold a medium-term stream visa. The pathway will be through the Temporary Transition ENS or the RSMS. After working with the approved sponsor for 3 years, applicants can apply for the permanent visa. Previous holders of 457 visas may be able to access the 2-year pathway to PR. And that about wraps it up for the 10 things about the TSS 482 visa program. Please note that the matters are mentioned in general and it is best to seek advice specific to your situation before proceeding with an application. The 482 visa process is complex And for work visas, around 75% of all applicants use migration agents. We are experienced in employer-sponsored visas and can assist with the following: advice on the best options for your company or for you as an individual, preparing and lodging the application, responding to department requests, assistance with responding to monitoring. If you want to discuss your options, please contact work visa lawyers and arrange an initial consultation. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has been helpful. Hit the subscribe button for future information on Australian visas. You can also keep up through Twitter, Facebook and our website. We look forward to helping you with your visa needs.